like
since like 2012.
Yeah, if you
came
don't
out.
believe it, if you don't believe 2012 that the end of the world's gonna happen, makes you think though.
Some
It
signs,
starts making you think.
So you think? Do you think? I'm gonna ask the third. Do you think that the media is kind of capitalizing off of this kind of like this mind state?
I think so, because I mean, it's going to happen in any case with the media. That's what they're there to do. You know, they're there to always kind of like exaggerate every story, so to speak, more, you know, to bring more attention to it. I think it's like what Don was saying about I think it was in Sweden, that they were saying there was like a certain species, I think, of blackbird that they kept seeing fall out the sky. And they were saying, the scientists were saying, or meteorologists, something like that, were saying supposedly that it was because there was, at the time, a hailstorm in the region. And they said that since they fly at high altitudes, they got hit probably by the hailstorm, and that's what they said. It happens all the time. They drop from the sky like nothing. It has nothing to do with any kind of, you know, it's just weather related pretty much. So I mean, you might believe that and say, well, yeah, you know what, it's from the weather, you know, I believe what they said, yeah, you know, and leave it at that. You have the people like what Kenny was saying, who might say, you know what, that could be a possibility, but I think it's due to something, you know, higher than that. I mean, like he said too also, Dom, it's about interpretation, I guess. You know, it depends on what you believe in your life and how you see this happening.
The ones in Maryland, when the scientists did the study on it, they found no toxins or allegedly anything that made these fish die. So these fish came on land, they died. So it's like Don P said, like Kenny B said, interpretation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more than that. But you know, media put smoke screens up so the world won't get, you know, hallucinate about that situation. You know what I'm saying?
And if I could just say something real quick on it. You know, the thing with these animals, it's like an amazing phenomenon, but from what I've read and my beliefs, no one's gonna know. No one knows when the end of the world is coming. In 1970, everybody said 1980 would be the end of the world. In 1980, everybody said when the year 1999 comes, it's gonna be over. So realistically, no one knows. And from what I've read, we're gonna be about business as usual when that day comes. So yeah, it's fascinating that birds are falling out of the sky and, you know, 2 million fish are dying, but does that mean that's the end of times? No one knows.
It doesn't mean that it's the end of time, but you being a man of faith like I am, and you read the word like I have, it's leading up to the sign of the ending days. Because everyone in here, even people who don't believe in God, have read Revelations. Yes. And a lot of the things that are happening now are in Revelations. So it's kind of like a sign or a telling, like, I'm coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like you. I don't believe that the world's going to end tomorrow. I don't believe that the world's going to even end 2012 because no one knows when God's going to come. But it's a way of him telling, be prepared, I'm coming. You know, for me, of a man of my faith, like, you know, I don't know what other people believe, but me being a man of my faith, what I believe in, it's a word of God telling me, I'm coming. So, like, you know, it's just a warning for people who believe in the faith that I believe in, or they believe in God in general, like, to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, because I'm giving you these signs for a reason. You know, and it's just like, I mean, I don't know, man. It's scary. It really is. It's scary, but
I'm in the middle. I can understand what you're saying, and I'm also with the seventh on what he's saying, because I'm a man of faith too, and it's weird. You know, I'm caught in the middle, and I find myself questioning myself and just having to go back to the book and read, you know, is this really what it's coming down to? Is this really how it's going to happen? Because, like, I didn't know about, like, the magnetic change, and I didn't know about the hail and situations like that. When I first heard about it, I'm just saying, wow, animals is dropping all over the place and everything is going on. Like, come on, I was on a radio station last night, and I even mentioned it then. Like, people need to get close to your creator because you never know what's going to happen. But also in that same book, he's going to give us signs, but you'll never, ever know when he's coming. Yeah. And a lot of people start to say, well, he said 2 days, and 2 days.
He said, I'll come like a thief in the night.
And yeah, exactly, I'll come like a thief in the night. And you can never predict when he's going to come. He's going to come when he comes. I should just say, you know what? If that's what it is, we need to just get closer with our Creator and keep living life like tomorrow was the last. Because you know what? We might not even live to see the end of days.
Because people always want a sign, but from, you know, my belief and what I've read, it's it's not going to be that clear cut. It's going to be
There's no
business.
signs.
It's going to be
God,
business
he's
as
gonna
usual.
die.
Yeah.
You feel me? When
It's
you wake
gonna
up in the
be-
morning and you step out that door, you don't know if you're gonna come back.
Yeah,
My
it's business
point
as
You know what I'm
usual.
saying? You don't
Business
know.
as
You
usual.
don't know. You wake up, you walk out there,
You know,
a bus hits a car hits you, and you're dead. Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
You
You
shouldn't.
know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't worry about it,
Yeah.
but also be prepared.
So it took birds falling from the sky for you guys to sit here and say you should get closer to God.
No, there's
no.
actually
Because I
more
just-
things.
no,
than
because-
that. It's more
No.
things than that.
Because like I was telling you, like I told
No.
you before, I've been getting closer to God before I
Yes.
knew anything about birds.
Yeah, but now
I
I
was
was
just telling-
spiritually stronger.
No.
This is this,
No. Let me
No.
say though,
You-
honestly, I agree with Jen, the 7th, because it's true. Because like every time something like this happens, and I'm not saying everybody, because I know people of faith, like I said, the same thing like Kenny was saying, you can believe what you want to believe, and I believe what I believe, but it always seems like when something like this happens, people of faith will right away jump out and be like, you see, that's God giving us a sign. But it's like, when things seem to be going normal, nobody really seems to be screaming at, spiritual stuff really. I mean,
That's not 100% true, because if you look at real people with faith, people with faith, people that live and walk in God,
In God.
every single day. If you
Everything
really know
is
somebody
based.
that really believes in the faith,
so every little thing
every
is a sign.
single day, everything is a sign. Something is a sign. Something that goes wrong, that's a sign. It might not be a sign of, say, the apocalypse or God is coming,
Well, let me ask you
but
a
it'll be a
question.
sign of maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I shouldn't
Exactly.
be walking this way. Maybe
Okay.
I shouldn't be going about it this way. Just kind of maybe to steer you in a more righteous direction. That's
And
how
that's-
people of faith really believe it.
That's
you know?
fine, but at the same time, then okay, if you want to look at it from to be neutral about it completely, what if you look at it from both sides and say, okay, for the spiritualist who believes in God and everything happened from a higher, for a higher purpose, and somebody actually ordained this to happen for reasons we can't understand, you have that same spiritual person, most, who will be so close-minded that if a scientist comes out and explains it and says, this is what it is, I'm telling you, people say, no, that can't be true, you're a man, what would you know, it's God. So to close your mind to what this person is explaining and say that they're wrong, how do you know that? When,
I don't,
Okay.
I don't think that's right either. I agree with you. I don't think that's
Okay.
right
To
either.
kind of answer your question on a spiritual person's note, and I wanted to address this question the moment the 7th talked, so it would address yours as well. He said that they said it was some type of magnetic field or whatever that created this, right? When you look at it, what created that magnetic field? The higher power. That magnetic field could not be created if nothing greater than this created that magnetic field. Because you got to understand, nothing operates. Once again, I'm just a man speaking out of my faith and what I believe. I believe that nothing operates and nothing is moved or done unless God says so. So even with the hail, if the hail hit the birds and the birds fell, if this is a phenomenon or this is a problem that's been happening in this country for years, how come we're just noticing now? 2, if that's the case, where did those hails come from? God created that hail that hit those birds. So everything leads back to a spiritual, to a godly thing.
Yeah, but to agree with Ben over here, like I consider myself a man to have some sort of faith, right? But however, I'm not so religious that if something can be explained to me, I'm just not. I'm not gonna be so closed-minded where I'm just gonna brush it off because there's just some things that can be explained.
Okay, but my thing is this. Granted, say the magnetic field is the reason why. It was explained to you. But what created that magnetic field? Your higher power, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So it leads back to
he
God.
made it. But however, but if scientists can explain why the birds is dropping out of the sky, but then maybe everything is not going to be so wackadoo in the next year, and we all need to start.
We already established.
Horse in the sky.
We already established and understand that
Yeah,
we already
I'm just saying.
agree that we
Yeah.
know the world's not going to end tomorrow.
Yeah,
but what I'm just saying is, you're saying, okay, it's explained to me, so now I understand it. But in reality, when you get to the root of it, when you go back down, it still leads to a higher power. So you know God has something to do with it.
It's just, yeah. Let's,
Yeah, so God has something to do
My
with it.
thing is, my whole thing with everything everybody's saying, you shouldn't wait for a natural disaster to get
Exactly.
That's
True
the bottom
again.
line, right?
At the end of the day, you believe in God.
Right.
Believe in God. Don't wait for there's a crack in the
True
floor.
indeed.
yeah.
True indeed.
Oh my
True
God, I
indeed.
gotta go to church now because the end of
I need
things
to
is
get
coming.
baptized.
But the truth of the matter is, even if you can explain when the world is ending, why the world is ending, tectonic activities ripping this apart, and the weather patterns, the poles and stuff like that are causing you know, massive droughts in one area of the world and massive, you know, stormy weather. And even if you can explain it all, doesn't stop the fact that the world may come to an end.
True indeed.
And
But the world's
If you
been coming
believe-
to an end for a very long time.
And if you believe that, you know, the Lord cometh when he cometh, and the world will end as we know it, then that's your belief. Scientists will believe something else. You will believe what you believe. And the result is the same.
So the understanding would be, you shouldn't wait for a natural disaster
Right.
You should not.
to
Pretty much.
come to know
Yes.
your personal savior. I'll say it like that.
For those who believe.
Everybody believes
Those who
different
believe.
things.
If you
You
don't
shouldn't
believe,
have to
don't
wait. You shouldn't have to wait for something like this to happen to get your life right.
Right.
You should be out there, like just basically grinding, looking for jobs. And